welcome back to Pancakes and Pandemonium. Okay, I am looking a little rough because yesterday was Ryan's birthday. We were up late, we partied hard. Oh, he's so great. But today I am coming to you with a really fun, not just video, but the start of a series we are gonna do in March. Easter dinners. A while back, I posted in the community favorite Easter dinners, and it was just across the board ham and different versions of sides. So for our very first video, we're gonna make ham with a yummy caramel peach glaze. I know. And I'm gonna show you two of my family's favorite Easter sides. Sometimes I make them together, sometimes I, do one or the other, but I'm gonna show you two of our favorite sides. And I can't wait. So do me a favor, like this video, subscribe, and let's jump in, shall we? Okay, so we've got our ham ready. Now I'm not gonna prep this one the same as I did for our Christmas ham. We're just gonna put it on the grill and then we're just going to glaze it this time. So we've got our ham ready, and we had a funny situation with this, but so we're gonna go ahead and meal prep a pork roast on the grill. Might as well, if we've got the smoker on, might as well just go for it. But this is what we're focused on. Okay, we're gonna cook ours on the Traeger because it's so good. So if you have a grill, if you have a smoker, especially a Traeger or Big Egg, like a pellet grill, do that. Like, it will change your life. But you can cook it in the oven. So since we're doing it on the Traeger, Lance is gonna glaze it every hour. If you're doing it in the oven, cook it and then take the foil off and put the glaze on the last 20-30 minutes and cook it with that so it gets nice and like a bubbly and sticky. But we're gonna do it this way, so he's gonna glaze it every hour. So we are going to make our glaze with a jar of peach jam. And guys, not everything in here is gonna be great value, but a lot of it is. Walmart is rolling back a lot of their prices this month for Easter dinner. And so not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, it is really gonna be, hold on. It's really gonna be your best bet for an affordable dinner, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that to medium, and then it's about a half a cup of brown sugar. So we're gonna let that just start cooking and melting together. And then I'm gonna add about a shot's worth of this salted caramel crown. And guys, this is just gonna be the most incredible ham glaze ever. If you don't have this, if you don't want to use this, do a little bit of like apple juice, and maybe like some like cinnamon. You could even do peach jam and maybe some caramel sauce with a little bit of apple juice to thin it out. But this is still available through the cold weather months, and it's about to be spring, so it'll go off the shelves until next winter. So if you can get your hands on this, or you have some, or another caramel whiskey or bourbon, use it because it's so good. All right, we're gonna let that work for a minute. This would be a good time, if it's your thing, shot for the pan, shot for yourself. It's 11 a.m. and I'm actually not a big drinker, so I'm not gonna do that. But then if you're looking at my bottle and like, hey, you're not a big drinker, I have cooked with this, and of course, I have made a couple drinks for friends and stuff, but yeah, I'm not actually a big drinker. If you bought the Scandalous, like I suggested, at Christmas time, if you're in a state where you can like have that kind of stuff delivered to you. I'm not gonna let the alcohol cook out. I wanna maintain that flavor. And it will keep cooking out on the smoker on the ham. So yeah, it's gonna go on every hour. Okay, there it goes. It's going to, we're gonna leave it on the smoker for about 4 hours. And then we're gonna start glazing it every hour. Probably about 8 hours total out here. Probably. This guy's gonna take all day into the night. It just is what it is. But this video isn't about him. Like I said, it was a hilarious accident, and so So we figured we might as well just meal prep him. If you've seen my batch cooking videos, that's what that'll get treated as. It'll get shredded up, put in baggies, and then frozen to pull out for easy dinners. But the star of the show is 4 hours. Then we'll make the glaze and start glazing it. Now we're gonna make funeral potatoes, or like a cheesy potato, like hash brown casserole. These are really popular with Mormon vloggers, especially. And I know Pioneer Woman has made like a version of them, but I'm gonna show you my twist on them because they've been done. It's a whole thing. I'm gonna show you what I do that makes mine special. First things first, I've got a whole onion, and guys, I feel like this is very important. Whole stick of butter. Now I am doing this huge bag of hash browns. If you're cooking for a smaller family, then, oh, I got my Coke Zero too. Then please, 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 like you can cut this in half. You can do half an onion, oops, half a stick of butter, but I'm doing this whole big thing. And so the onions are gonna saute in the butter, and it's just gonna be a really good flavor. And this is Easter dinner, so it's inherently not healthy, which is okay. Always a pinch of salt. Since we have such a big container, we're gonna do a whole tub of sour cream, a whole can of cream of chicken soup. Because it's a handy shortcut, we're gonna probably use the rest of this Trader Joe's onion salt. My big twist, we are going to put in the equivalent of 2 packets of ranch seasoning. And then a healthy amount of cheese. I'm not gonna use the whole bag, but we're gonna use some in the casserole and some on top. And then I've got breadcrumbs back there for the topping as well. And then we're just gonna pour in some panko, probably about a half a cup's worth. And I like to get that good and coated, and then I'll show you what I like to do next with this bigger bowl here. This is a lot of breadcrumb topping. You can do cornflakes, which is traditional, but we like panko. I need a bigger bowl, so we're gonna pop in a couple handfuls of cheese. And then we're gonna mix that with the panko. And I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but it's different than just layering them. My family will swear to you by it. This is their favorite topping for all casseroles. It's just so good. So take the time to mix the breadcrumbs, butter, and cheese. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. And we're just gonna pack it on top. Now, I'll tell you something. If you're not maybe sold on the funeral potatoes, don't dismiss it, because this is an amazing leftovers recipe. Take your leftover ham and add it in there. Now, if you're from the South, it's just an elevated side. But if you're the rest of the country, that's an easy weeknight dinner. Now, that's gonna bake for about 45 minutes in a 375 oven. Quick note on the glaze. It was setting up a little too much when it was sitting, and so I added a second shot of Crown Royal to it to loosen it up more. So for our next recipe, we're gonna make squash casserole. I love this recipe. This is a family recipe. My Aunt Janie particularly makes this, and it's one of my favorite things she makes. Like when we go down, especially when I was younger, and we'd like spend the weekend with her, or we would drive up from Lawton when Ryan and Alex were little and Gracie was a baby, and because we were stationed on Fort Sill, and we would maybe drive up for a weekend, and she would host us and make a meal because my parents didn't live in Texas at the time. You know, this would be one of the sides she'd make, and oh my gosh, I just love it. And because of the squash, it just feels really springy. You can add spring onion to it also if you want, if you like onion, but I feel like this is enough, and it's pretty simple. Most of what I'm making, like I said earlier, can be found at Walmart. Because I had it, if you saw this haul, I have a ton of these that I got for 56 cents. So we're gonna use the Kroger stuffing today, but you can use Great Value stuffing because you may not find stuffing on clearance for 56 cents, and that's okay. Really, it is just a really moist stuffing with cheese in it, just FYI. But we're gonna start off with 1.5 sticks of butter. All right, and we're gonna saute all of these vegetables in 1.5 sticks of butter with a little bit of salt. Always do salt when you're sauteing vegetables. It really helps draw out the liquid and it helps with the flavor. Just a pinch. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more poultry seasoning, although these are pretty well seasoned. I just really love this flavor. Probably like a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons worth. We're gonna add our squash and onions. I feel like the butter is really imperative. You want buttery, yummy stuffing. So we're gonna give that a good stir. We want it to cool down just a teeny bit, and then we're gonna add a couple handfuls of cheese. So now we're gonna add a couple handfuls of cheese. I'm just using cheddar again. Add broth. We're gonna start off with half a box, but no, we're gonna go and use a whole box because in my experience, it takes a whole box because the stuffing's really dry. 3/4. Because see how it's starting to pool? And we want it to absorb all of it. And then if it looks dry, we'll add the rest. But there is no cream soup or anything extra in this. So to give it that kind of casserole leaf texture, you really want it to absorb a good amount of broth and butter. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. And we're gonna let that absorb. See, and this just takes a few minutes. It just requires a teeny bit of patience. It's not super time consuming, but it absorbed that whole box of broth. And that's it, guys. Into the casserole dish. And then it's gonna bake about an hour on 375. We're gonna top it with cheese too, of course. This one, I would for sure cover in foil and then take the foil off the last like 10-15 minutes. These are done and the ham's gonna be done here in a minute. Guys, how bubbly and delicious those potatoes look. And then this is set up. It is so good. Trying the funeral potatoes. And they're really hot. They're like still bubbling.
Yeah, you can't see the steam come off it. Oh, that's good.
And there's the ham. In my opinion, peaches are the like perfect like fruit accompaniment to ham. I learned this as a newlywed. We'd go have Sunday dinner at my in-laws, and my mother-in-law, who she didn't love to cook, but she would make like a ham like in the crock pot or in the oven in one of her really old Dutch ovens, and she'd cook it in 7-Up. And she would just open canned peaches as one of the sides, and it was just always so good. So I know most people do pineapple. Em's allergic to pineapple, and I mean maybe you could do pineapple jelly if you found it, but I'm telling you, like peach anything, grill peaches and serve them on the side with your Easter dinner. It's so good. But like everybody is already starting to like, they're like in the hall like waiting to come in and fix their plates. This is one of our favorites. You guys have to try it, and it's relatively inexpensive. Like I said, the ham is rolled back at Walmart, and they're great value hash browns, great value sour cream, great value. I did use Trader Joe's onion salt, but you can just use garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. And then I had the big thing of ranch from Costco, 2 ranch packets, and Great Value has ranch packets too. So you can make this dinner relatively easy. You could also take your ham, pick one of the sides, and then, you know, just do canned green beans. Asparagus is starting to go on sale, which is such a lovely Easter side. You can even just get a bag of salad and just have a nice salad on the side. Either way, in this economy, it's really nice to see stores like Walmart making holiday dinners accessible. So I hope you like this video and subscribe and come back. I'll see you soon.